the real deal. What's going on, my real dealers? Welcome back to the Real Deal Airsoft. I'm Jake, as always, the Master Airsoft Tech. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. This way you don't miss out on the future's Airsoft tech, new prototypes, and really cool giveaways. I got a really cool AEG breakdown for you in this video. Due to popular demand, and a lot of you guys asked me in the comments, you said do an overview for the CYMA SR25. That's right, we got the Real Deal DMR going on over here. It's for a really cool build for my buddy Damien. Long boy. Shout out to Eric and Damien for this paint job. You guys did an amazing job here getting that worn look. Right off the bat, I'm gonna list the work order right here. Feel free to pause the video to see what was going on. I'm just gonna tell you guys an overview of the main key points about this build. So the first thing that everyone's asking is, Perun hybrid compatible? Well, the answer is yes. So the Perun MOSFET goes in the gearbox as normal. There's one little part. The original MOSFET board had a little screw, and that has a raised post. File that down. It takes 30 seconds. No problem. All right. And the only thing that I had to do that took a little bit extra time was the placement of the selector sticker. So my recommendation is this: 3 millimeters up from the bottom of the selector plate and 2 millimeters over from the left. So usually with optical sensors, we put our sticker in the bottom left-hand corner of the selector plate. For this, a little bit different. What worked for me was 3 millimeters up, 2 millimeters to the right. So that worked right away. So if you have issues, don't get frustrated. Your MOSFET works. It's just a matter of getting the sensor and the sticker aligned. Aside from that, we did rip out the stock gears, and we have SHS SR25 gears with a bearing on the cam. This gearbox does have the 19-tooth piston, so that little bearing on the sector gear does help with smoother cycling. And being that there's a 19-tooth full stroke build, you're gonna be surprised at how snappy this is. And I'm not building it to be like an indoor, you know what I mean? It's not any of that. Damien, don't be finger banging it, all right? You got like 450 FPS. Went ahead with a CNC cylinder head. The one that comes with the AEG is very good, has a nice thick pad on the back. I like it. Nozzle length. The nozzle length is significantly longer than V2, and the hop unit that we're using is a max hop unit. So with max hop units, nozzle fitment's really weird. What's the solution? Perun adjustable nozzle. Guys, Perun just sent me a message. They said that they're gonna be discontinuing the nozzles because they want to focus on their electronics. So Max makes adjustable nozzles. I'll be finding a solution for you guys, but an adjustable nozzle was used to basically get a perfect air seal. What I did was, with the gearbox open, and the tappet plate connected to the nozzle, I would move it forward with the hop unit pressed up against it, and I would observe the nozzle. I would observe how far the nozzle is going, and I adjusted it to the point where when the nozzle's forward, pressed up against the lips of the bucking time. So what do we use internally for the bucking? Originally we wanted to do an R-hop. I was using a Prometheus bucking, and I flat hopped the inside. I removed the nub. Guess what? Max hop units do not like Prometheus buckings. Don't use it. You're gonna have feeding issues. No. Maple Leaf 70-degree bucking. If you guys are going above 450 FPS, feel free to get the 75 or 80 degree. Let's go back to the internal. So what piston are we using? What I recommend to you guys is a Retro Arms POM 19-tooth piston. However, it's very common for SR25 pistons to blow out. It's very common. So this is the only exception. We went with an aluminum 19-tooth piston, but the AOE has been corrected. Second tooth has been removed. A Viton O-ring pulled from the Real Deal Performance Piston Assembly. Also, touching on the gear set, so the sector gear, another notorious thing for SR25s, the sector gear usually shreds or the screws usually break. So what I recommend is put some JB weld in between the upper and the lower of the sector gear, and then lock tight the sector gear screws. This way the sector gear is nice and secure. It can never come undone. It can never explode. And that's really important. We're using the stock Tappet Plate. It's really reinforced. It's really good, quite robust. Got no complaints there. As well, I wanted to give this, you know, not those flashy max triggers. I wanted to give it a more realistic but functional fun switch. YouTube censors this. So I did the flat trigger mod, and as you can see, it gives it some really nice curve. All you need is a big pair of pliers and some heat, and you can create this mod yourself. So really good, really love it. Pretty balanced, and I'm not sure what the length of the type in a barrel is, but it pretty much runs all the way to about the end. And I love the way CYMA has it set up. Let me try and pop this off for you guys. Boom. And this is how CYMA's running it. So the barrels to the end of the threads. Boom. So what makes the SR25 special? Air volume. The cylinder is not V2 spec, it's a lot longer. The piston is a lot longer, and the gearbox is a lot longer. And this is to accommodate for a massive inner barrel for ranging out. So this build is smacking 300 feet easily with 0.3 BBs. The heavier, the better, guys. The heavier, the better, for sure. Another quick thing, I had to remove 2 millimeters of material off of the top bushing for the spur gear in order to shim this thing perfectly. Little side note, CYMA chose to go with bearings for the bevel and bushings for the spur and sector. That's a durable setup. All right. If there's any details that I didn't mention and you're really curious about, just drop a comment down below. I'll get back to you. And I want to let you guys know, if you didn't know already, YouTube memberships. The Real Deal Airsoft is offering you guys really cool incentives, really cool packages and benefits, such as a permanent discount code on www.therealdealairsoft.com, exclusive access to new products, exclusive access to new videos. You'll be able to see videos and content before anyone else. And another cool benefit of the Real Deal tier package, which is the 3rd tier, any of my prototypes that I come out with before they hit the market, I ship them to your house. So guys, check the description of the video to learn more about the YouTube Prime memberships. Subscribe if you didn't already, and yo, YouTube hates this stuff. So drop a comment, hit that like button, spread the word, you heard? SR25 ranging out, boy. All right guys, time for the trigger response reports. I don't really recommend dry firing with an AG with this big of air volume because the piston just slides forward so fast. For the sake of the video, we will definitely do it. All right, full cycle, 19 tooth. The motor we're using is a Lonex A1 Super Torque. I changed the brushes to have silver brushes. Until next time, see you on the workbench. You heard?
The real deal.